so you can enjoy the game.
Sonny Zappetta with A to Z Sports Media. Get the privilege to sit here with the new head coach of the Rouse Raiders, Coach Hopkins. Coach, how are you today?
Great. Fired up to be here.
All right. Well, we're going to just start off, and we're going to let Raider Nation get to know a little bit about you and kind of ask you some of those tough, hard-nosed questions.
All right.
You're ready for it, right?
Love it. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Let's go.
So we talk about when this job opened up. What made you think, I want that job at Rouse?
Well, there was a lot of different things, right? The community is very similar to a community that I was from in Tompkins for 10 years. You know, the kids are very similar. My wife and I planted roots there, got our 2 older daughters through school there. But, you know, we have 2 little ones too. And my dream is to be a head football coach. And so the opportunity presented itself in our timeline of, hey, this is a great time for us to look across the state, see where the best place for my next step in my career is. And, you know, my wife gave me the green light to look anywhere, not just in Houston. So when Rouse opened up here in Leander, man, I was really excited because, you know, I kind of checked my personal boxes. My kids can go to the schools here and grow up in the community. I plan to plant roots and be here, see them through. But it's also a place that has had success, but just needs a little bit different mindset to get to the next level. You know, they're going into 6A, so it's a challenge. I like a challenge. I've been in 6A almost my whole career, so I know what that looks like, and we can be champions here at Rouse.
So as you get into the Rouse community, and that's one of the big things that you just mentioned was the community, what's maybe something that you look at that you say, I didn't realize how much that was part of Raider Nation until you got here?
Yeah. Well, I've been here. This is my 3rd day. So I've been meeting a lot of people, just in and out of different meetings and one-on-ones and out of the softball games, soccer games last night. And what I can tell right off the bat is it is a very relationship-driven community. And everybody, the kids in the football program are very tight together. Walking the halls in the school, you know, there's no cliques. Everybody's intermingling and has a relationship with each other. And that's hard to do. That's probably the hardest thing to do as a coach is to foster those relationships, or at least that's been my experience. So to have that as our foundation, man, we're ahead of the game in a lot of ways.
So if a parent comes to you and says, why should I trust you with my son? Because you can spend a lot of time with them during football. I mean, think about it. Probably more time with them than their parents get during the football season.
100%.
So what do you tell parents? Why should I trust you with my son? What
Sure.
would your response be?
Well, you know, you should trust me with your son because I have 4 daughters, right? And 200 sons at work. And I treat them all the same, right? I'm going to raise your son just like I'm going to raise my daughter. Faith and family are very important to me. It's how I raise my kids. It's how I communicate with people. And, you know, I love your kid and I want to pour into your kid just like I'm going to pour into mine.
Thinking about now football, let's transition a little bit. Like, what kind of identity do you want this team to have?
Yeah. So our fundamental philosophy is that we're going to earn the right to win with class and character. So you'll see ETRTW on everything. You'll start seeing that pop up. Class and character is how you do it. Class is the best of its kind. So I don't care if it's, you know, the best student, the best athlete, the best husband, father, 10, 15 years from now. That's what I want. I want you to live with class or be the best of its kind. Character is who you are no matter where you are. So I want you to do that in every aspect of your life. The way you earn the right to win, I believe, in the Rouse football program is going to be hard work, toughness, discipline, family, and finish. Those are our core values. That's what we're going to hang our hat on every day. If we can continue to get 1% better in each of those areas, we're going to get our payday. You get what you earn, so it comes full circle.
There you go. All right, so thinking about that, what's the standard that you're going to refuse to compromise on if the scoreboard is not in your favor? No matter what the scoreboard says, what's one of those standards you refuse to compromise on?
Yeah, well, we're going to finish. We're going to finish everything we do. And we've been talking a lot about that the last couple of days. We're going to leave no doubt that we gave everything we had The scoreboard doesn't matter. We're going to surrender the outcome, and we're going to trust the process, and we are going to finish everything we do, regardless of the scoreboard.
So thinking about that when this team faces adversity, because it's going to happen, right? It always does. It's
Well, I love adversity.
Right.
That's what we build it on.
What will define this team and how they are? How do you expect them to respond to that adversity, whether it's on the field? A lot of times, these kids are facing adversity off the field as well.
Sure.
It influences sometimes what happens on the field.
Yep.
So, how do you envision that you want these kids to respond to that adversity?
Yeah, well, two thoughts to that. One, it's all about your response. Anything you do, we talk about E plus R equals O. That was the first message that I gave the team when I first was introduced as the coach. There's an event that happens, whether that's the event is now I'm your new head coach. It's all about how you respond to whatever that event is that's going to equal the outcome. So it's my job to teach that response. And we're going to teach it by applying those core values that I talked about a minute ago. But ultimately, when we talk about adversity, it's toughness. It's attacking the challenge. That's what toughness is. We have a hand signal for it. We talk about being a buffalo. And, I don't know if you know that story or not, but when a storm's rolling in, a cow is going to turn and walk away from it. But a buffalo is going to turn and run right into that storm, and it's going to come out of that storm faster. So it's going to get out of that adversity quicker because of how it approaches that challenge and attacks that challenge.
Yeah, that's a great mindset, I think, in today's time for
Yep.
kids to have to face the adversity, face it head on, right? And just come out the other side and know that you can come out the other side.
Absolutely.
So, as those tough stretches happen, and it's always one of those things as a coach, how do you keep the kids focused when those tough stretches happen, whether it's during the season, during the game?
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep the team focused?
Well, it's about teaching them, and this is one of the hardest things to do, but it's about teaching them to focus on the process and not the outcome. So, I'm not worried about Friday night. I'm worried about Monday. I'm worried about Monday morning stretch. How do we come out? Because, I was talking to the team just yesterday about our finish and what that looks like. And a lot of people say, doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Well, I kind of fundamentally disagree with that because our finish to us is leave no doubt. And in order to leave no doubt in a race, if you think about two guys racing, I have to start off really well in order to leave no doubt that I won that race at the end of the race. Now, along the way, there's going to be adversity, right? We're going to make mistakes. I'm going to challenge them to be perfect, but they can't be perfect. So we're going to flush it, right? We're going to flush it and fix it and move on. And so it's about being where our feet are in Monday's practice, not surrendering the outcome of Friday night or Thursday night or whenever that game is. And then when we make mistakes, flush it, fix it, move on to the next play.
What do you hope people will say about this program a year from now that they're not saying today? What do you hope that looks like?
I hope that they say that they can see the difference in the confidence that our kids play with because of the relationships that the coaching staff and myself are going to build with them, that they're going to build with each other. The confidence that they're going to play with because of the hard things that we're going to do. We're going to do hard things. And I told them that day one. So by doing hard things and putting them in adversity, it's going to show up on the field on Friday night, and it's going to show up 10 to 15 years from now in their life when they face hard things. So I hope that people look at us and say, man, that's a tough team. That's a team that's not going to quit. They're going to finish no matter what the scoreboard is.
Yeah. So thinking about the community, this Raider Nation community is strong. And you've kind of seen that. You see it on the field last night, right, during the games. But what do you want to kind of tell the Raider Nation community? And I use this word sparingly, promise or guarantees, because I don't want to put you out there and then they come back, they'll, Coach, you said this.
Right.
We want to say, what's one thing that you are going to tell the Raider Nation community starting today?
Mm-hmm.
What is going to be something that they can look forward to from this Raider Nation football program as a whole? Because we're not just talking about varsity.
Right.
We want to talk about even those new freshmen coming in.
Yep. As a whole, my purpose is to build champions on the field and off. And, that's what I would tell the Raider Nation is that I want to put out a product 10 to 15 years from now that comes back and is just as proud and excited as they are about being a part of that Raider Nation, just they're on the other side of it. So that's what it is, about building champions for life.